Hey there, my fellow anglers and outdoor enthusiasts. It's your friend and fishing buddy, back with another crucial forecast to get you geared up for the water. Today, we're diving deep into the fishing conditions for Canada on the 17th of November, 2025. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. November? Isn't it getting a bit chilly for serious fishing? And yes, you'd be right, friends. It's certainly not summer anymore. But here's the hook. This day promises to be a true test of skill, with conditions that might seem challenging at first glance, but with the right approach, we could be looking at some truly memorable catches. Stick around because I'm going to share all the secrets to turning this chilly, late autumn day into a successful angling adventure, and why it's going to be a day you won't want to miss on the water. Now let's talk about what's biting and how to outsmart them. Today, our top picks for Canada in mid-November are the mighty walleye, the aggressive northern pike, the deep-dwelling lake trout, and for you, river enthusiasts, some tenacious rainbow trout. First up, the golden beauties, walleye, friends. These fish are firmly in their pre-winter feeding mode, actively bulking up for the colder months ahead, and that means they're hungry. You'll want to target deeper breaks and drop-offs, especially areas with submerged structure or transition lines where a soft bottom meets a hard bottom. The cooling water temperatures, generally ranging from 5 to 10 degrees Celsius or 41 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit in larger Canadian lakes, are pushing baitfish to these deeper, more stable environments, and the walleye are following them. For tackle, a slow, methodical retrieve with a jig tipped with a minnow or a deep-diving crankbait will be your secret weapon. Don't be afraid to try scented soft plastics to make your lure even more enticing. Remember, walleye are negatively phototactic, meaning they see better in low light, so the early morning and late afternoon will be prime times for these elusive fish. Next, let's chase the northern pike. November is prime time for big pike, my friends, as they're at their fattest before the true deep freeze. These ambush predators will still be on the hunt, but they too will be seeking out deeper structure and cover. Look for them around submerged weed lines that are still holding green fallen timber or rocky points in 6 to 15 feet of water. Larger spoons, spinnerbaits, or even a slow-rolled swim bait can be incredibly effective. Pike are known to be active in slightly stained water, so don't shy away from areas with a bit less clarity. Always remember a strong leader. A pike in cold water is still a powerful fish, and their teeth are no joke, especially this time of year as they beef up for winter. For those chasing a true freshwater challenge, let's talk lake trout. The colder water is right up their alley. They'll be cruising deeper basins, often near underwater humps or sharp breaks, seeking out schools of baitfish. Depths of 30 to 60 feet or even deeper in larger lakes will be your sweet spot, as the stable cold water provides ideal conditions and baitfish refuge. Downrigging with spoons or large stick baits can be highly productive. Focus on areas where you mark baitfish on your sonar. The lakers won't be far behind. Finally, for you river anglers, the rainbow trout are still active as waters cool. Trout will cruise shorelines actively feeding. Your best bet for a catch will be near rocky structure and current breaks where they can ambush prey. Small spoons, inline spinners, or drifting natural baits like worms or roe will be your go-to. A little hint, a subtle presentation is key when the water gets this cold, so light line and a delicate touch can make all the difference. Now let's break down the conditions that will shape our fishing day. The weather across Canada on the 17th of November 2025 will be distinctly chilly. Daytime temperatures will hover around 0 to 5 degrees Celsius or 32 to 41 degrees Fahrenheit, dropping to below freezing at night, around -5 degrees Celsius or 23 degrees Fahrenheit in some regions. We're looking at a mix of sun and cloud during the day, with cloudy periods into the night. The atmospheric pressure has been showing a tendency to fall, which, as my experience tells me, often makes fish a bit more finicky, pushing them deeper. Expect a chance of mixed precipitation, perhaps some rain or light snow, adding to the brisk autumn feel. The water temperature in larger Canadian lakes will generally be quite cold, typically between 5 and 10 degrees Celsius. This cold water slows down the fish's metabolism, so they'll be conserving energy. However, as we discussed with the walleye and pike, they're still actively feeding to prepare for winter, just in a more strategic, less frantic way. And for the moon phase on November 17th, 2025, well be under a waning crescent moon with a very low illumination of around 6 to 9%. Many old-school anglers, myself included, believe that while increased moonlight might encourage nocturnal feeding, fish might be less active during the day right after a big night of gorging. This low illumination also means less light penetration into the water, potentially pushing fish deeper or making them more reliant on other senses for feeding. Overall, the general activity of fish in Canada for mid-November sees them transitioning into their late autumn patterns. Many species have already had their fall feeding frenzy and are now more sluggish, conserving energy. However, they are still feeding strategically. Given the cooling water, the generally chilly weather patterns with some pressure instability, and the low illumination from the waning crescent moon, I'm going to give the overall bite a moderate to challenging but rewarding for strategic anglers. Rating: the fish are hungry, friends, but you'll need to work a little harder to find them and adapt your presentation due to their energy conservation and the slight lunar lethargy. So there you have it, my friends, your detailed forecast for fishing in Canada on November 17th, 2025. Get out there and enjoy the crisp Canadian autumn air. May your lines be tight and your coolers heavy. Remember to hit that like button if you found this forecast helpful, subscribe to the channel for more tips and tricks, and let me know in the comments below. What are your plans for fishing this November? Have you had any luck with cold water walleye or pike this season? Share your wisdom with our community. Until next time, tight lines and happy angling.